Ever heard of the myth that Ainu dogs are actually descendants of enchanted forest creatures? It's quite a tale. Picture this, a breed of dogs, not just any dogs, but the Ainu dogs, believed to be born from the magic of the forest. These furry friends are often depicted as mystical beings, trotting out of the dense emerald green woods, their eyes shining with an enchanting glow. Some even go as far as to say these dogs possess magical abilities. Imagine a dog that could potentially perform feats right out of a fairy tale. They might find your lost keys or maybe even predict the weather. It's a charming and whimsical notion, isn't it? A dog that's not just man's best friend but also a magical companion. But let's not get carried away. As fascinating as that sounds, it's time to separate fact from fiction. Contrary to popular belief, Ainu dogs aren't magical forest creatures. They might look like they've stepped straight out of a fairy tale, but these dogs are as real as you and me. Instead of sprouting from a patch of enchanted mushrooms or being gifted by a generous woodland sprite, Ainu dogs actually have a history that's rooted in the everyday life of the Ainu people, an indigenous group from Japan. Let's set the record straight. Ainu dogs are one of the oldest and purest dog breeds from the land of the rising sun. That's right, these dogs have been around for a while, with some experts suggesting they could date back as far as the Jomon period, a time when pottery was all the rage and agriculture was just starting to sprout. Now that's some serious pedigree. But what exactly were these dogs doing all those years ago? Well, they weren't just sitting pretty. The Ainu people, known for their close relationship with nature, bred these dogs for hunting. Whether it was tracking down a deer or sniffing out a hidden stash of fish, these dogs were invaluable companions in the wild. Their keen senses and agile bodies made them perfect for navigating the dense forests and rugged terrains of Hokkaido, the northernmost island of Japan. And it wasn't just about the hunt. These dogs were also cherished for their loyalty and courage. In fact, stories abound of Ainu dogs fearlessly defending their human families from threats, whether they be wild animals or human adversaries. This made them not just hunters, but protectors of the Ainu people as well. So, while they might not be able to pull a rabbit out of a hat, or transform into a handsome prince at the stroke of midnight, Ainu dogs do have something quite magical about them. It's their rich history, their unwavering loyalty, and their remarkable hunting abilities that truly set them apart. So, no magic tricks up their paws, but they do have an impressive lineage, don't they? Their story is a testament to the enduring bond between humans and dogs, a bond that's as strong and timeless as the Ainu dogs themselves. Now, here's a myth that's sure to make you chuckle. Some say Ainu dogs can shapeshift. Yes, you heard it right. According to some tall tales, these furry friends aren't just your regular canine companions, but masters of disguise, changing their appearance at will. Picture this, one moment you're patting a fluffy Ainu, the next, it's morphed into a majestic eagle soaring through the sky, or maybe a mischievous fox darting through the underbrush. Sounds like something straight out of a fantasy novel, right? It's a charming thought, and we'd certainly love to see an Ainu dog giving an Oscar-worthy performance as a goldfish in a bowl. But alas, it seems this is one myth that's more fiction than fact. Our furry friends may be talented in many ways, but shapeshifting isn't on their resume. So, before you start planning a magic show starring your Ainu, remember, they're dogs, not doppelgangers. But hold your horses, or should we say, your dogs. Let's get to the bottom of this. Scene script, shape-shifting dogs? Not quite. Let's delve into one of the most widespread and amusing myths about Ainu dogs, the belief that they're capable of shape-shifting. This myth likely originated from the Ainu dog's impressive adaptability and agility. No, they can't morph into a cat or a bird on a whim, but they're certainly capable of adapting to a variety of environments and situations. The way they adjust their behavior and actions according to their surroundings might seem almost magical, but it's all down to their incredible instincts and intelligence. Ainu dogs are known for their remarkable agility. These dogs are quick on their feet, able to navigate through dense forests, climb steep hills, and even swim across rivers with ease. They're nimble and fast, capable of chasing down prey or retrieving objects with a speed and precision that's hard to match. Now let's talk about their adaptability. Ainu dogs are survivors. They're known to weather harsh conditions and adapt to different climates, whether it's the freezing cold of Hokkaido's winters or the hot summers of Japan's mainland. They're also versatile when it comes to their diet, able to thrive on a variety of foods from fish to fruits to small game. But it's not just their physical adaptability that's impressive. Ainu dogs are also incredibly flexible in terms of their behavior. They're independent yet cooperative, fierce yet friendly, and while they're known for their hunting prowess, they're also more than capable of being calm and gentle family pets. This combination of agility and adaptability might be why the shape-shifting myth came to be. After all, it's not every day you come across a dog that's as versatile and adaptable as the Ainu. But remember, while they might not be able to turn into a cat or a bird, the Ainu dog's abilities are no less impressive. So, no turning into a cat or a bird, but these dogs sure know how to adapt. And now for the most outrageous myth of all, Ainu dogs are immortal. Yes, you heard that right. There's a wild rumor floating around that these fuzzy pals have somehow tapped into the secret of eternal life. Quite the claim, don't you think? Imagine, a world where your loyal Ainu pooch never ages, forever a puppy, bounding around with endless energy. No more sorrowful goodbyes or tearful farewells, just infinite games of fetch and an eternally wagging tail. Sounds like a dream, right? But let's get real. We're talking about a dog, not a mythical beast from a fantasy novel. This lovable breed, like all living creatures, is subject to the passage of time. The idea of an immortal dog, although amusing, is as likely as finding a unicorn in your backyard or a phoenix nesting in your chimney. But before you go out looking for your forever puppy, let's look at the facts. Immortal puppies? Unfortunately, that's not the case. As delightful as the notion of an eternal puppy might be, the reality is a little more grounded. You see, the myth of the immortal Ainu dog is one of those tall tales that's been whispered from ear to ear, gradually gaining a life of its own. But, let's set the record straight. Ainu dogs, like all creatures, are subject to the laws of nature and time. They don't possess some magical elixir of life that grants them endless years. In fact, the lifespan of an Ainu dog is pretty much on par with similar-sized dogs. Typically, these charming canines live for about 11 to 13 years. That's right. 11 to 13 years of unconditional love, loyalty, and some of the most endearing antics you'll ever witness. It's a span of time filled with countless walks in the park, endless games of fetch, and more than a few late-night cuddles. Each moment just as precious as the one before, creating a bond that's as enduring as any myth. Now you might be wondering, why would such a myth even exist? Well, it's not entirely clear. Perhaps it's the Ainu dog's robust health and vitality that gave rise to such stories. Or maybe it's their intelligent, alert eyes that seem to hold a wisdom far beyond their years. Whatever the reason, this myth, like many others, is a testament to the fascination and awe these remarkable dogs inspire. So while the Ainu dog may not be immortal in the literal sense, in the hearts and memories of those lucky enough to share their lives with one, they certainly leave an immortal impression. And isn't that a kind of immortality in itself? In debunking this myth, we've discovered a truth that's just as enchanting. The Ainu dog may not live forever, but the love, joy, and companionship they offer during their all-too-brief lives are priceless treasures that will be cherished forever. Now that we've debunked these myths, one thing is certain: Ainu dogs are indeed extraordinary, but for reasons far more real and fascinating than any myth could conjure. From magical forest creatures to shapeshifters and immortals, Ainu dogs have been the subject of some truly hilarious myths. But as we've seen today, the truth is often more fascinating than fiction. Let's recap. The Ainu dog, far from being a mystical forest spirit, is actually a breed with a lineage that dates back thousands of years, making it one of the oldest in the world. While they might not be shapeshifters, their incredible adaptability is real. These dogs can thrive in a variety of environments, from the snowy mountains to the bustling city streets. And the myth of the immortal Ainu dog? Well, they do have a robust lifespan, but they're not exactly sipping from the fountain of youth. With proper care, these dogs can live well into their teens, which is quite impressive for a canine. So the next time someone tells you a tall tale about an Ainu dog, you'll know just how to separate the myth from the fact.